Hey, what's happening, guys? Thank you for tuning in to Rules for Rebels. In today's video, we're going to be talking about passive income. We're going to be talking about the three types of income: active income, leveraged income, and passive income. In the past couple days, I guess the term passive income is kind of a buzzword these days. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody wants to do one action and make money off that one action forever and not trade their time for money. And that is incredibly smart. If you can leverage your income so you do work up front and then that work continues to pay you down the road, whether it's completely passive or whether there's a little bit of active management involved, it's what you want to do. It's the only way that you're going to get wealthy. Warren Buffett has a quote about, until you learn how to make money in your sleep, you'll never be wealthy or always be working or something like that. And I saw a great article today, actually about Glenn Zubia of Hustler Hacks, great guy. But in the article, they were talking about Michael Esney and they were talking about print on demand. And they said something about passive income that I thought was like kind of an oxymoron in itself. And then there was another YouTuber I saw talking about passive income entrepreneurs in cars yesterday. But it seems that nobody understands passive income. And I would almost argue passive income is incredibly rare. It almost doesn't exist whatsoever. So here's an example of truly passive income. This is a post on Reddit. It says, TIL, today I learned the writers of that 70s show theme song get $70 each time the show airs. He refers to it as the $70 show because every time, cha-ching, 70 bucks, cha-ching, 70 bucks, cha-ching, 70 bucks. And think about how much that 70s show airs. I don't have cable TV or live TV, but when I'm over at my parents' house or whatever, I can almost always catch an episode of that 70s show either on Fox or The U or TBS or some other network. And sometimes the thing will play in 3 or 4 hour blocks. So in a 3 hour block, that's 2 shows to an hour. That's 6 shows. 6 times 70 is $420. Just in my media market, that guy gets $420. It's playing in New York, or it's playing on Comcast, or here, or some streaming service has it. Hulu has it. This guy's making bank, and it's all off a song he wrote one time. Well, I'm going to take you guys over here and kind of show you what this article wrote about. So, by the way, I do have a video about this article. I kind of read the article, talk about Amazon merch a little bit. It's about a 45-minute long video, a lot of rambling from me. I'll be posting that tomorrow if you want to check it out. But I just wanted to fast forward on down. This is a really long article. Here's the part where they talk about Michael Esney. But if we go down here, and they're kind of talking about print on demand, but they're calling it like the passive income industry and the passive income dream. So down here, the author says, Esney is tier 12,000. He spends about 4 hours a day on passive income. It's his life now. I can't imagine not doing merch, he says. Now let's think about this. Passive income means I do an activity one time, or at least the definition that a lot of people give it. I do an activity one time, I don't lift my finger ever again, and the money is just rolling in. What's passive about him having to spend 4 hours per day working on his Amazon merch business? Now, I'm not knocking Amazon merch. Amazon merch is an awesome opportunity. Amazon merch is a way to leverage your income, which is to separate your time from money. Think about it this way. If you work at Subway, you're making $10 an hour. You work 8 hours, you made $80. Could you work 16 hours a day? Okay, you made $160. It's impossible for you to work 24 hours a day. And even if you didn't need sleep and work 24 hours a day, there's only 24 hours in a day. The most you could earn making $10 an hour is $240, and that's if you didn't even sleep at all. Even high-paid professions like attorneys who bill people hourly, they may be making $700, $800, $1,000 per hour, but again, there's only so many hours per day. I like to think of it as 3 different forms of income. A lot of people have talked about this. Some people call them different things. Some people break them down a little bit differently. I know Dan Locke has a great video or maybe a book talking about the 3, or he might have 4 different types of income. We have active income, and that's trading your time for money. I'll work for you for an hour for $20. Then we have leveraged income, which I do one activity. Maybe I write an ebook, I create some Amazon merch shirts, and it is going to require work. I am going to have to put work in. But that one activity that I do, a merch shirt can sell when I'm sleeping and I'm earning money in my sleep. Amazon Kindle KDP book that I write, that can sell when I'm sleeping, when I'm at work, when I'm on vacation. So I'm separating my time from money, and that's what I like to call leveraged income. And then passive income, I would almost argue it almost doesn't even exist. But I mean, passive income, if I have money sitting in a CD or a money market account and I do absolutely nothing and it's making me money, albeit 1, 2, 3%, whatever, that's completely passive income. But even when we get into investing in the markets or rental properties, at some point you're going to have to find a new tenant. You're going to have to put a new roof on the house. You're going to have to rebalance your investment portfolio. And, that's not a ton of work. I'd rather do that than go put in 8 or 10 hours at a job. But it's not completely passive. And even in this article, they talk about a couple of merch sellers who were doing really well, making $2,000 a month. And one of the women that they talked about, she had a baby and kind of took her eyes off merch. And she kind of said, when I'm not actively promoting these shirts on social media and Facebook and Pinterest, the sales are going to start to die down. So she says, she went from making $2,000 a month to making a couple bucks a month. And she says, it's still great. It's still passive. Even if I make 20 bucks for literally doing nothing, it's an extra meal. It's part of my phone bill. It's a tank of gas. But, so that truly is passive income. But one thing I find about passive income is as soon as you take your eyes off something, it's going to start declining. Even quote unquote passive income requires you every now and again to update info, to promote something. It does require some ongoing work. So basically, I just think that we should all be focusing on leveraged income, separating our time from money as opposed to seeking out this, mysterious passive income that really doesn't exist. I was watching another video the other day by pretty interesting guy by the name of Entrepreneurs in Cars, has an interesting YouTube channel. Talks about entrepreneurship, and he's also kind of into like red pill, kind of men's issue stuff. I'm more interested in the entrepreneurship stuff. But he talked about clarity.fm, which is like a consulting service that he uses. Basically, it's like a 900 number. You can set up a phone line. It's through them, but basically you can charge $5 a minute or $10 a minute, and people schedule calls with you and you earn money. And he talks about, I make these YouTube videos and I establish myself as an expert, and I link to my clarity.fm. And for years to come, these YouTube videos remain up on YouTube, and I can still get calls from them and make money. And that's definitely leverage. That's good, right? That's one of the things I love about YouTube is you create a piece of content, and that piece of content is going to live on the internet forever and continue to feed you leads. So in that sense, it's passive marketing, I suppose. But ultimately, the only way he's making money is if he gets on the phone, schedules a clarity.fm call, and is actually talking and consulting with people. And again, he's being paid per minute, which ultimately winds up with him being paid per hour. And unless he's on the phone on clarity.fm talking to clients, that income dries up. So, I'm not a big fan of passive income. I don't necessarily think passive income exists. Short of you being the gentleman who, Rolling Stone actually wrote an article about him, short of you being the gentleman who wrote that 70s show jingle for a TV show that runs 10 or 12 years and is going to continue running on reruns for decades to come, unless you're that guy who writes a song one time and just gets 70 bucks every time it plays, passive income is going to be a very rare, elusive thing that most of us are not going to find. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue striving to find leverage income, to find ways that we can put in some effort up front, a lot of effort up front, and continue to make money with that down the road. And, maybe every now and again we have to revisit it. We have to continue to maybe update a course or update a piece of information. But something where you can do it up front, kind of set it and forget it for a while, come back, revisit it, put in a little bit more work, let it coast for a while, come back, revisit it, put in a little bit more work. So keep in mind, we got active income, which is trading your time for money, the worst type of income. We have leveraged income, which is finding a way to do some work up front and then have that work continue to pay you in other ways, even when you're not actively working on it. And if you do enough of that leveraged income to really start making some money to where you can put it in the market or put it in real estate or put it in a high interest savings account or a CD, and then it's going to truly work for you passively, at that point you might be able to make it to passive income. But you're really not going to find passive income hustling online because the internet is constantly moving, things are constantly changing and evolving, and almost nothing lasts forever. So that's my little ramble about passive income. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on passive income or the different types of income. What strategies do you have? What are your thoughts on passive income? Drop a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. We are grinding it out, trying to get to 100,000. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button below the video. And I'll catch you guys later on today for Side Hustle Tuesdays. I got to wrap that up. But we will be posting Side Hustle Tuesday later today. And if any of you guys have side hustles or businesses that you want to share your story on Side Hustle Tuesdays, visit my website. I finally got kind of a home base set up. It's not perfect, but if you go over here to Side Hustles, and go down here. If you want to be featured on Side Hustle Tuesday, just fill out this little questionnaire. I may wind up following up with you to get some more details or just chat with you, hear a little bit more about the story. And then, I'm always looking for stories to feature on Side Hustle Tuesdays. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you later on this afternoon on Side Hustle Tuesdays. Have a great day, guys. Later.